Okay, so it was on this fine show that I rescinded my Redskins fanship. The Redskins have been devastated by it. My friends are pissed at me. Man, they are pissed at me.
Wait. But we were talking pre-show. Who are you trying to pick up as your team now?
The Lions. I'm going to be a Lions fan. It's going really well so far. Look, I was between the Lions and the Browns, but you can't be a fan of an AFC team because you can't watch the NFL games on CBS. You can't. You can't watch that pregame show. Sorry. And the games, too, there's like no crowd noise. How is it possible that when we were growing up and the NFC games were on CBS, it was alive? It was electric. You had Dallas and you had New York and you had San Francisco. You had places where football mattered. Chicago, you had electric places, Green Bay. And then now you have the AFC games on CBS, and it's just like when the AFC games were on NBC. The broadcasts are dead, even when you got exciting games, even when you have, like, if you had San Diego and Oakland or Denver and San Diego or Oakland and Miami, when you had teams putting up points, it didn't make any difference. The broadcasts were dead. And now CBS, which used to have the NFC games, they're still dead. What is it with the AFC? The broadcasts are dead. Anyway, so the Browns were out. I was going to pick the Browns because you got to pick an original team. The Browns count as original, even though it's the new Browns. So I took the Lions. Very excited. Big three. The
big three.
Javid Best, Megatron, Calvin Johnson, and Matthew Stafford.
What about Ndamukong Kong Su and Nick Fairley?
Right, and we got the defensive players.
So so that's like the other two.
Yeah, but in fantasy, there's only three guys on offense that matter.
But you weren't talking fantasy.
No. We got the defensive players. We're good. We're poised. I think we can go.
All right, so we're talking about Dan Snyder.
I think we can win 7 games this year. So Dan Snyder he's the devil. We have this picture here. This is the great one. This is Dan Snyder suing the Washington City paper because they used this picture, and he says they told a bunch of lies about him. Dan Snyder, the worst guy in sports. The worst guy in sports. Dan Snyder's ruined the Washington Redskins for me. One of the 5 proudest franchises in sports. Wrecked them. He has wrecked them, and he's driven me away. My friends angry at me. They don't believe I'm going to stick to it. I am. I want them to go 0-16 this year. And whatever team Donovan McNabb plays for, that's going to be the team I root for hardest. So anyway, so he's suing these guys. He's suing Dave McKenna, the guy who wrote this story about 26 reasons to hate the Washington Redskins, a cranky Redskin fan's guide to Dan Snyder, which was A through Z of why to be a Redskin fan. Maybe it was 50. Anyway, so now the Redskins have done something else in addition to suing their own season ticket holders. He's a loathsome bastard, Dan Snyder. So here's what they do. So the Redskins now are forcing their fans to see Kenny Chesney. So the Redskins marketing department, they've begun their effort to get fans to be excited about the Redskins, which is literally impossible with this frickin' dolt running the team, this loathsome excuse for humanity running the team. So the games here are at FedEx Field, and what they've given is that season ticket holders would be given a choice. Right, people who renewed their plans before March 1st of this year could get tickets to another event at FedEx Field, either the Manchester United Barcelona game. I'm not a soccer fan, but I get it. That's cool, right? That's cool. People are into that. Or Notre Dame, Maryland, right, which is a big, serious game.
That could be cool.
That's totally cool. Or a Kenny Chesney concert, right? Okay, so those are the 3 choices. And here's the deal. Everyone picked the first 2 events. Everyone.
Obviously.
Right. So in a shocking development, they wanted to see, like, Messi before they wanted to see Chesney. Or they wanted to see Notre Dame football. So very quickly, even a bunch of people who went before March 1st, they got this email. Because you paid for your 2011 Redskins season tickets prior to the March 1st renewal deadline, you'll get 4 complimentary tickets to go see Kenny Chesney on June 4th, 2011 at FedEx Field. And they're like, no, dude, I asked for the other one first and the other one second. And they're like, unfortunately, tickets to your first choice were oversubscribed. So you've been assigned the Kenny Chesney concert. Your tickets will be in the upper level. The good news is you're farther away from Kenny Chesney, and you'll be emailed the tickets along with complimentary parking in the coming weeks.
That is terrible, man.
It's horrible. It's horrible. It's just like, what could be worse than being forced to sit through 8 Redskin games? They found it. 8 Redskin games and a free Kenny Chesney concert.